Emma scrolled. Endless jobs. None felt right. She was 24, adrift. Another rejection email popped up. A sigh escaped her lips. Was she ever going to find something? Maybe creative writing graduate wasn't the most practical degree. But she had dreams. She just needed a chance. One last time she refreshed the job site. A new listing. Odd. She clicked it. Ventriloquist's assistant. That was different. Emma read on, intrigued. The pay was surprisingly good. Too good. Travel was involved. International even. But something about it felt off. The description was vague. Must be comfortable with performance art. Discreet and trustworthy. Strong stomach preferred. It was bizarre. Yet she couldn't look away. Her finger hovered over the apply button. Was she really considering this? It was strange. Maybe even dangerous. A slow smile spread across her face. She clicked it. The address led to a theatre. Dark and dusty, it reeked of old wood and forgotten dreams. A man sat alone in the center stage. He looked up as she entered, his eyes sharp, assessing.
Mr. Grayson?
She asked, her voice small in the vast emptiness. He nodded, gesturing to the chair beside him. On it sat a dummy, lifelike. Disturbingly so.
This is Edgar, Mr. Grayson said, his voice a low rasp. My partner.
Emma forced a smile, trying to ignore the dummy's unnervingly intense gaze. Its eyes seemed to follow her every move. The interview was a blur. Mr. Grayson spoke mostly about Edgar, his voice filled with a disturbing reverence. He asked few questions, seemingly more interested in observing her reactions to the dummy. Then he offered her the job.
Just one rule, Emma, he said, his voice suddenly cold, serious. Never touch Edgar, not ever.
His eyes held a chilling intensity. She had stumbled over her words, agreeing. As she left, she could feel the dummy's eyes on her back. A shiver ran down her spine. What had she gotten herself into? The next few weeks were, well, a whirlwind. Emma travelled with Mr. Grayson and Edgar, performing in grand old theatres across Europe. The crowds absolutely loved them.
Edgar is amazing. I've never seen anything like it.
Edgar was a hit. But Mr. Grayson, however, remained distant. He treated Edgar with an unnerving tenderness, speaking to it in hushed tones when he thought she wasn't listening.
You're doing so well, Edgar. Just like old times.
He never let the dummy out of his sight. Emma tried to ignore the unease that gnawed at her. She focused on her tasks, handling the travel arrangements, managing their schedule. But something wasn't right. She could feel it in her bones. Late at night, in dimly lit hotel rooms, Emma would catch glimpses of Mr. Grayson through the cracked door. He'd be talking to Edgar, his voice a low murmur, his face etched with pain and a disturbing kind of love.
Edgar, my boy, you must understand.
Sometimes she thought she saw Edgar move. A slight tilt of the head, a twitch of the hand. But it was always gone in a blink. Was it her imagination, the stress, or was something truly amiss? Emma started having nightmares. The dummy, Edgar, was always there. Its painted smile twisted into a menacing grin, its eyes burning with an unholy light. She'd wake up in a cold sweat, the feeling of dread clinging to her like a shroud. One night, after a particularly successful show in Vienna, Emma returned to their hotel to find Mr. Grayson in distress. He was clutching his chest, his face pale, his breath coming in ragged gasps.
The trunk. Don't let him...
An ambulance was called. As they wheeled Mr. Grayson away, his eyes filled with fear and urgency met Emma's. His words were cut short as the medics pushed her aside. Mr. Grayson's words echoed in her mind. The trunk. Don't let him... What was he talking about? And who was him? Her gaze fell upon Edgar, still propped up on the bed, its painted smile mocking her growing unease. Driven by a morbid curiosity and a growing sense of dread, Emma found herself staring at the old, battered trunk tucked away in the corner of the room. It was locked. but a small ornate key lay on the nightstand beside a worn leather-bound diary. Her fingers trembled as she picked up the key. She knew she shouldn't, but some unseen force compelled her forward. She inserted the key into the lock, and with a heavy thud, the trunk creaked open. Inside, nestled amongst yellowed newspaper clippings and old theatre programs, lay a photograph. A young boy, no older than 10, stared back at her. His smile was the same, his eyes the same unnervingly intense blue. It was Edgar. But how? Emma's blood ran cold. She grabbed the diary, its pages filled with Mr. Grayson's frantic, grief-stricken scrawl. The truth, horrifying and heartbreaking, unfolded before her eyes. Edgar wasn't a dummy. He was Mr. Grayson's son, dead, preserved, stuffed and dressed up like a doll. Driven mad by grief, Mr. Grayson had clung to the grotesque effigy of his lost child, his sanity unraveling with each passing year. Emma stumbled back, her stomach churning. The dummy, Edgar, seemed to loom over her, its painted smile now a grotesque mockery of life. She understood now, the rule, the whispers, the fear in Mr. Grayson's eyes. She was trapped in a nightmare.
You see, Emma, he was all I had.
The weight of the terrible truth crashed down upon her, leaving her paralyzed with horror.